Hey guys, so popping back on for the big reveal. So just as a quick review, this is using this Shabebe Epoxy Resin. Excellent clear cast, first time using it. So we have this coaster. Let's see how it turned out. It looks really pretty. Got some of the gold flecks in it from when I was pouring the gold, but I probably should have put gloves on just so that I don't get fingerprints, because I see a fingerprint. Oh, let's see how this looks. Whoa. Y'all, it is stunning. It's got such a shine that I have to be careful, because see how the light, it's like the curse of having such shiny resin, is that it just reflects that light so much. This one is stunning. I really like this color combo that I did on here. That Bora Bora mica. Beautiful. And then let's look at this one and see how it came out. Got a couple little things in our petals, but they, for the most part, will just pop right out. Alright, and these were filled pretty darn perfectly. Ooh, look at it. I think I like the other one just a smidge better, but they're both really beautiful. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll do some comparing here in a minute, but they are gorgeous. Now, my daughter's going to unmold this one, so she's going to try to stay in the screen. It's a little bit hard to unmold because it is such a big item. So give her a little bit here. It's just loosening the edge of that. Oh, we lost our light. Hold on. Hold up. We've lost light. Where'd my remote go? Oh, here we go. I think I put it on like a timer or something. There we go. We're back. We're good. I want y'all to be able to see it in full on. It's sometimes hard to get these bigger ones out just because of the way they are. But she's doing really good getting that loosened off of the resin. And if she can get one little corner out, then she'll be golden. Oh, so close. She's going to get a little bit more loosened, and then I think she'll get one of these sides out, and it will be, once you get a side out, even if you're flipping your mold inside out, it's fine because it will go back the way it is. Do you want me to get one edge out?
No, I got it.
There she goes. She's got it, she says. Okay. She's doing good. Oh, there's the puppies. Go barking. It kind of bent a little bit. It's still a little soft, so it definitely needs to have a little bit more time to cure up. I hope it wasn't a mixing issue, but we'll give it a little more time to cure itself fully. But I was able to reshape it pretty much. Look at that. I love, you see how those gold flecks sunk because they're so heavy? So yes, they left some in this other part, but they mostly dropped into the bottom, which is kind of cool because we didn't add them until this layer right here. And then they sunk in, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to just show y'all. See how this is bendy? So hopefully that will harden up a little bit more. Probably will. Just literally we poured this last night, so it's probably just hasn't had enough time to harden in that shape. You want typically 48 to 72 hours for a full cure. So that is the Shabebe, I don't know. I'm just playing. Resin pieces. Let's look at a quick comparison and see what we like the best because of how we did these. So those are the Shabebe. This was our Let's Resin ones. Let's Resin. And these were our Counterculture DIY artist resin that we did. And if I were to look at them all, let's just move these out of the way and we'll set up a little. Now granted, you've got different color schemes going, just because that was just an extra piece of resin on there. You got different color schemes going, so it's a little bit hard because we did change that up, and you're not going to have the same blooming effect always. When I look at them, I think honestly, so I should put these in an order that we did them. Let's do that. My daughter's my assistant. She probably doesn't. Let's see. Yep, these are the Let's Resin, Counterculture, and then the Shabebe. Okay, so when I'm looking at these, I'll try to get the glare off of them. What I see are a few things. So remember that we mix the resin the same amount of time, and then we let it set the same amount of time, and then bloom. We definitely have different blooms going. I think I like the blooming of the Let's Resin or the Counterculture DIY. I think those, especially these two pieces, bloomed up very nicely. We can see these beautiful petals and blooming features within them. These ones probably needed to get a little bit harder, or let the resin set a little bit longer to get more of this effect, is what I would say. Clarity wise, I feel like they're pretty close to matched. Yeah, you like the Counterculture DIY, yeah, or that last. Yeah, you like that pattern, right? Yeah, I do too. But clarity wise, I would say they're pretty equivalent. They all have very similar shine. I don't see any drastic difference, so really it will come down to the pricing, which I'll have to just look at and put in show notes about what the cost of these were to make for just the resin side. I'm not going to go into details of all the different pieces, but I'm just like kind of look. Not a ton of bubbles in there. Really, for the most part, I would say crystal clear. Whoops. Like, I have to remember that this does have micas in it, so you're not going to get clear, but you're looking to see. Counterculture might have had a couple little bubbles there. Let's Resin, I don't see that. There's a piece of extra resin. And that's Shabebe. I'm pretty sure that one piece of extra resin keeps flitting from one piece to the next. Like, goodness. Truthfully, like, this is a good contender for price wise. I think it's going to take a little bit more technique to let the resin get to where it doesn't shift as much, and potentially use a little bit more white. I feel like these got hit with a little bit more white to give them more of the bloom. And I love that Bora Bora.
A bubble.
That is where it didn't set down in the mold all the way. And it created a funky kind of bubble lip thing. Yeah. Yep.
These ones are going to be different.
Yep. But they're beautiful, and I would say any one of these resins would be great to work with, depending on. She is saying that middle, which is Counterculture DIY, and she has no stake in this game whatsoever because she hasn't been in here when we've mixed. She hasn't done anything. I'll also have my other daughter look at them and see what her thoughts are, and ask her which set looks to be the best overall. So the colors of that make it very difficult to look at the others, is what I'd say. But the blooms of these two are stunning. So it's just about getting that effect, but with these colors probably. So we might do a little more playing for sure.
This looks like a different mold.
It looks like a different mold altogether. Yeah. So, and then of course we got some bonus features. We got this beautiful trinket dish. It's actually quite stunning when I'm putting it in the light. I'm like, whoa, okay. We've got a very stunning trinket dish here. And it was all just from that leftover resin that we played with. So that's pretty cool. I wish it would have swirled a little more on the inside, but that's okay. Wasn't meant to be. And then, of course, we ended up with some various orchids. We ended up with a different kind of trinket dish here. You know, so we end up with various pieces with our extra resin that we were doing, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. We are super stoked and happy. And I hope you stay tuned for the next series. I know this is a super short episode, but I wanted y'all to be able to see kind of the outcome. And then we'll get to play some more soon. We'll talk to you guys later. And I hope you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.